Good day, folks. Welcome back to Sterlinx Global channel. My name is Arful and I'm the founder of Sterlinx Global, a UK-based accounting firm specializing in e-commerce and local businesses. As always, thank you so much for tuning in today. And if you are new here, welcome and thanks for being with us this lovely day. On this channel, we will do a deep dive into different pain points and challenges that our clients usually have and discuss valuable insights about such things. Our topic today is for e-commerce sellers. So if you're selling on Amazon, Etsy, eBay or another platform, you may want to listen to what we are going to talk about. Are you planning to expanding your reach to Germany? If you are, then it's important for you to understand how the German VAT works and what you should do about this. We have rounded up 7 important things that you should take notes of. Let's dive in. First on the list, all important goods are subject to VAT. When you are an e-commerce seller based outside the EU, any goods you sell in Germany are considered as import. So if your buyer lives in Germany, they must pay VAT on products purchased from your store, which you will remit to the government. Before 1st July 2021, imported goods with less than 22 euros in value were exempt from German VAT. However, the EU abolished the exemption in the revised VAT rules for cross-border e-commerce activities. The reason behind it was that some non-EU sellers mislabel and undervalue the consigned goods to avoid charging VAT. The loophole allows them to lower prices than their EU competitors and circumvent paying taxes, costing the government millions in uncollected revenues. The second thing you must know about the German VAT, there is a minimum threshold before the issuance of revised VAT rules in 2021. EU countries had different turnover threshold requirements for VAT registration. In Germany, distance sellers will only need to register if their annual sales revenues exceeds 100,000 euro, but now it's been replaced with a lower limit. The new EU-wide threshold to register for VAT is 10,000 euro. Since you intend to carry out transactions subject to German VAT or sell goods online, it's better to arrange registration even if you anticipate gross sales to be below the set threshold. It saves you the hassle of doing so when your turnover goes over the threshold. Third on the list, you must be registered for VAT. Remember to apply for German VAT registration before commencing your business activities. It's a hassle, I know, but you may face penalties for submitting your registration late or while already doing business involving taxable goods in the country. Moreover, you won't be able to import anything from outside Germany into the country unless you are fully VAT registered. If there is another thing you must keep in mind is that German tax authorities can be quite severe in penalizing violations. Like in other EU states, Germany doesn't require non-resident e-commerce sellers to establish a local presence to trade. It does, however, mandate VAT registration on activities like importation and distance selling. To register correctly, contact jurisdictional tax office in relevant German states, submit the registration form, complete it in the German language along with the following documents: a copy of the Articles of Association, an excerpt from the business's trade register, certificate of VAT liability if registered in other EU member states, proof of economic activity in the country, power of attorney if using a fiscal representative or agent. The local tax authorities may require use some documents to be translated into German. Moreover, they are quite critical of foreign companies' VAT registration because of substantial lost government revenues and carousel fraud. Another point to mind is that fiscal representation is optional. Now, this is a good news for many e-commerce sellers. When registering for German VAT, non-EU businesses don't need to appoint a fiscal representative. Foreign companies can apply themselves if they know the language and are familiar with the process. However, it's still highly recommended to work with one. We at Sterlinx Global have a team of local accountants who can help you. Our primary responsibility is fulfilling tax obligations such as submitting and filing VAT returns on behalf of our clients. So, if you want to focus more on your business, and partnering with us is an investment. Perhaps another good news to my fellow online retailers, VAT registration can be with one EU state only. To improve VAT collection in the EU, one of the new rules for cross-border e-commerce activities includes the introduction of the Import One-Stop Shop, which is IOSS. The online platform for non-EU sellers allows them to register for VAT in only one EU member state. Once online sellers obtain their IOSS number, there is no need to register for VAT in all the EU countries they will sell in. They can declare and pay the VAT of goods imported from non-EU territories. The streamlined system ensures that the correct tax amount goes to the right EU member state. That's because keeping track of applicable VAT rate can be confusing, even to seasoned e-commerce businesses, because of the different tax legislation per EU country. Number 6 on the list, standard VAT rate is above 15%. As a member of the EU, German-based is its VAT legislation on EU directives. Although the country can set its standard rate, it should be higher than 15%. The German VAT rate currently 19%. At the height of the COVID pandemic crisis, Germany temporarily cut its standard rate to 16% to support the economy. Except for hospitality businesses, the VAT rate reverted to its pre-pandemic level. Like the other EU member states, the country's VAT system is tiered. Apart from the standard 19% rate applicable to most goods and services, the country applies the reduced rate of 7% to certain items like food, books, newspapers, periodicals, timber, and some agricultural imports, to name a few. Lastly, know your VAT obligations. Being registered for German VAT as an e-commerce seller means you have responsibilities to fulfill. Two important obligations are to settle your tax liability with the proper authorities and file the corresponding returns. First, let's talk about filing frequency. For newly registered businesses, they must submit VAT returns monthly for 2 years. After the prescribed period, the frequency varies according to net VAT due in the prior year. Above 7,500 euros, you should file every month. Below 7,500 euros, file every quarter. Less than or equal to 1,000 euro, file every year. Non-preliminary VAT returns required. In addition to monthly or quarterly filings, all those VAT registered must file an annual return for each calendar year. Now, bear in mind that you need to mind that deadlines too. VAT returns are due by the 10th of the month following the covered period. Moreover, the annual VAT returns should be submitted by the end of May of the next calendar year. But if it fails on a weekend or a national holiday, they are a bit lenient on you. It is extended to the next working day. VAT return submissions are done electronically through the Elster systems of the relevant German tax office, which depends on your country of residency. Of course, there are charges for failing to comply with the deadlines. Now, the late filings are charged as 10% of the VAT due, no more than 25,000 euro per return. Late payment, 1% of the VAT due per month of delay. So that's a lot of money, can compound very quickly. While these charges may sound insignificant in theory, they aren't in actual. In fact, they can even impact your earnings. It's something that you'd rather avoid and not let happen to your business. Amazon businesses or e-commerce businesses can have very slim margin. We totally understand that, and you don't want late filing or all those penalties to eat away your profit that you worked hard for. So it's quite important that you keep a close eye to your finances in terms of accounting and VAT, or have a specialist working for you who will meet the deadline and chase you for the documents and the payments, and that's what we do at Sterlinx. So avoid paying hefty fines for non-compliance with the assistance of a tax agent or fiscal representative from ourselves, and we do that as an all-in-one service for our clients. Now on to frequently asked questions on German VAT. How long does it take to be VAT registered in Germany? So getting your VAT registration number in Germany often takes several weeks or up to a month, or even 8 weeks in our experience, and some registration took even 12 weeks. So what we do, we say allow a minimum of 3 months or 12 weeks. The processing period is slightly longer than the other EU states because German tax offices conduct thorough checks on foreign companies to prevent frustrations and fraudsters from applying and minimize revenue losses for German tax office. Can I register for German VAT myself? Of course you can. However, it's not the most efficient use of your resources. Remember that German tax offices are generally strict with VAT registration to reduce fraudulent transactions involving non-EU businesses. Expect to spend effort and time which are better utilized in running on your online store. Is it possible to compute VAT obligations on your own? Again, the answer is yes, but there's always a but. It's not advisable. You can compute your German VAT obligations yourself. The IOSS makes it easier to track your tax liabilities, but it can quickly get confusing when you are also selling in other EU platform and states, since VAT rates vary across the region. Save yourself the trouble by working with us. To wrap up things, expanding your market reach to Germany is an excellent growth opportunity, but before venturing into it, learn more about the German VAT to avoid surprises that may cost you. We have listed 7 points that you might want to get back to from time to time, and if you need professional advice or assistance, the experts at Sterlinx Global are ready to lend a hand. So everyone, that's all for today. We hope that this video gave you a bit of an idea about what to expect on German VAT. Frankly, it can be a little confusing, so our brief guide has hopefully helped you and pointed you in the right direction. So if you enjoyed our tips and tricks or want to learn something more similar, please like, follow and subscribe to our media channels. Again, this is Arafal from Sterlinx Global, and I hope to catch you on the next one. Bye bye now.